Alright guys, welcome to our channel Code with Sunny, and today we will be discussing the weekly contest 276, the fourth problem, maximum running time of n computers. Its index is 2141 and it is an hard problem, the lead code. Okay, so I hope you guys must have read out this problem at least once, and if you haven't, no need to worry about. I will explain through all the possible ways using examples. For now, let's understand what are the prerequisites to required to solve these type of problems. I guess you must be familiar with binary search, and you must be familiar with simple mathematical tricks or mean or something like that. Also, this problem can be solved using greedy approach as well as binary search. When I first read out this problem, the only idea that strikes into my mind is the binary search, and I was finding out the check condition to moving to the left as well as right. I will explain all that. For now, I will just recommend that after reading out this problem, you must be the binary search idea must be clicked through your mind, and if it is not, then you must have to practice some more binary search problems, right? So let's begin. We have n computers, and we have been given the integer n, which is that will be the total number of computers, and a zero indexed array of batteries where the ith battery can run a computer for batteries of I minutes. So there will be an array that will be given to us, that will be the batteries, that will be the minutes for a particular battery that can be used. Okay, so we are interested in running all the n computers simultaneously using the given batteries, and initially we can insert at most one battery into each computer, and after that at any integer time moment you can remove a battery from a computer and insert another battery any number of times. That is, we can charge any computer using a particular battery, and such that this battery has some charge and it is a non-zero, and we have to find out the maximum number of minutes we can run all the n computers simultaneously. Also, the n computers must be charged at that moment using some battery. Okay, so let's understand this problem with this example, and then we will take some another more examples and figure out the solution. Okay, so here n is 2, and it means that there are two computers, right? And we have some batteries, okay, which is like 3 3 3. So the very first battery has will give some charge for 3 minutes, and the second battery will also give us a charge for 3 minutes, similarly for the third. And we can charge any computer with any battery that we want, and we want that all the n computers will run simultaneously and how long it will run simultaneously. Okay, so we have the first computer and we have the second computer. Okay, and you can see the current state of battery is everyone is allowing the time of 3 minutes. Okay, now what I will do is I will charge this computer. Let me first change the color, otherwise everyone everything would be a red. Okay, so I will first charge this battery, this computer with some battery. Let's say I've used the battery second, and and also I'm charging the second computer with this third battery, let's say. Okay, so you can see this is charged now, and also this is charged, but I have used some battery to charge this one. So you can see the state of the batteries would be like 3 2 and 2. You can see the amounts are reduced by 1 because I have used them to charge it. Now you can see, yeah, I can run this for 1 minute. Okay, now after this 1 minute, you can see this is discharged now. This is discharged, and again this is also discharged because I have charged this for 1 minute. And now the current state of the battery is this one. You can see I still can pick two batteries which can charge these two computers because they have a non-empty charge, right? So what I will do is I will pick up this battery and this battery, okay, to charge the respective computers. So I will you can see that I can still run for the 2 minutes. it should be like, yeah, this will be charged and this will be charged, and the state of the battery becomes 2 1 2, right? And now they become discharged. Let me denote it by D. And still you can see I can pick two batteries and charge the respective computers. So it should be like running for the 3 minutes. Yes, this is charged, this is charged. And how this is possible? You can see I will pick up this battery and this battery. So it would become 1 1 1. Okay, now you can see still I can pick up any two batteries right now to charge the respective computers. Still I can charge for 4 minutes. You can see this is charged, this is charged. So my state of the battery becomes any two battery I should choose. So it becomes 0 1 0. Okay, I have chosen the first and third battery. So now you can see I have reached to certain state where I cannot pick any two batteries. In more general terms, I cannot pick any n batteries because I need to charge n computers, right? So I'm not able to pick n batteries such that these n batteries will have a non-zero charge. So in that case, you can see my iteration stops over here. So I can charge the computer, sorry, I can run the computers for maximum 4 minutes. So this is our answer, maximum 4 minutes. Okay, so this will be our answer. Now just tell me one thing that, okay, so now I am moving on to the approach to, like in general approach to solve this problem. Like what will be the idea to solve such type of problems, right? Just tell me one thing that, in the previous example that I have taken is Lavards 333. Okay, and there are two computers, and it has run for the maximum of 4 minutes, right? Now tell me one thing, if the computer has run for let's say 3 minutes, like in this case I am talking about, in this example, if the computer, like all the n computers, has run for the 3 minutes with the given arrangement of batteries, which is this one, now can you claim that if it is able to run for the 3 minutes, it will be able to run for all those x which belongs to 0 to 3? It means that all the n computers can run simultaneously for the 3 minutes. Then it is obvious that all the n computers can run from any minutes in the range from 0 to 3. It is obvious because if the computer can run for the 3 minutes, it can also run for the 2 minutes, right? But we are not still sure about the fact that computer can still run for the 4 minutes or not. So I will write still not sure. Okay, so in more general case, if a computer can run for the b minutes, then for every a which is less than b, the condition will be valid. Okay, so this gives us the idea that why not to do a binary search, right? And why does this binary search idea clicked to me? So let's understand that also. So what we will do in the binary search is like, we have some lower bound L and we have some upper bound, right? And we will figure out some mid. So mid will be like L plus R by 2. Okay, mid will L plus R by 2. Now we will try to check it out, check whether computer, all n computers will run for mid amount of minutes. So if I am able to check it out that if all the n computers can run for the mid amount of minutes, then can you say that for every value which is in the range 0 to mid minus 1, the computer can run for these values, like all the n computers can run simultaneously for all these values for every a belongs to in this range, right? So if I am able to do that, then I will check out for some maximum value, since I need to find out the maximum amount of minutes where all the n computers can run simultaneously. So if this check function, suppose this is a function that will return true or false based on the fact that whether the computers, all the n computers can run simultaneously for n minutes, for mid amount of minutes, with the given arrangement of some batteries. So we will have some batteries also, right? It will return either true or false. So if it returns true, then I will check out for some bigger value, so I will assign L as mid plus 1, and if it returns false, so I need to check out for some smaller value, right? So I will go for the mid minus 1. Okay, so this is the entire concept. So the only idea, or you can say the only thought that you have been thinking for a long time is how to check it for this condition. So this is quite interesting. Okay, so how we are going to do that? So what I will do is like first I will just explain. I will take another example. Okay, so let me take some another example as 27 and let's say 38, 41, 41, and let me take another 52, another 60. Suppose this is the arrangement of batteries, right? And we have n equal to 3 computers. Okay, so we are doing the binary search finally, because there is also a greedy solution, but like sorting, but I'm not interested because that is quite typical to if I will explain it out, there might be some of the guys that still not grasp it. So I will consider this binary search solution quite useful, right? So I'm now explaining why the greedy doesn't work. Okay, so what in the greedy part, I'm saying it out, greedy doesn't work. Like I'm just picking it out some maximum element and then I'm subtracting it out for the remaining cases. Like you can have greedy works, like I've said something wrong. Yeah, greedy works here when we use slash pick the elements optimally. Okay, so but that explanation is quite vigorous, so I will not explain, but I will just try to explain here that how we are going to perform the, like how we are going to write down the check part of this binary search condition to like to search efficiently. So let's try to understand that. Okay, note that greedy solution also works here. Okay, so first let's try to understand how we are going to write down this check function. So if we have been given some max time, which is actually the mid of this binary search, okay, and we have some given some batteries, okay, and we have to find it out whether we are going to run all the n computers simultaneously for this max time of minutes. Okay, so what I will do is like yeah, so you can see that all the n computers will run for the max time of minutes. So what will be the total charge consumed? So okay, sorry, total charge required. So you can see that if max time is the maximum time all the n computers will run simultaneously, you can see the total charge required will be the total number of computers into max time. Okay, right, now this is like up to this everything is will be clear. Okay, so this will be the total charge required. Now you can see that I need to check it out if this charge is the required charge, if required charge such that all the n computers will run for the max time of minutes. So if the charge this required charge can be provided by all the batteries, then we are done. Yes, we can have all the n computers run for this max time of minutes. Okay, if not, then we will say we'll return false. Okay, so we will iterate for all the batteries, iterate for all batteries, and suppose that for a particular battery charge is given by this charge is given by the current battery is C. Okay, so if the current charge is like the current charge given by this battery is for the C minutes. Okay, C minutes. So you can see the total charge required will be decremented by total charge required will be decremented by, let me write down, minus equal to, you can see min of the charge given by current battery for C minutes comma max time. First I will write down, then I will explain it out why I have written this. Okay, now you can see that this current battery will give us the charge for C minutes and I have taken min of c comma max time. Suppose that current battery gives the charge for 5 minutes and I need to check it out for max time of, let's say, 7 minutes. Means all the n computers will run for 7 minutes simultaneously. Okay, but you can see that this current battery will give us the charge for only 5 minutes. Okay, so you can see you cannot use this battery to run for this entire 7 minutes. So the only possible case you can run for, you can use this battery would be like min of 5 comma 7, which is actually 5. You can use this battery for only 5 minutes. Okay, because max time is greater than 5. So here it is, like suppose this was the very first case, right, where the current charge provided by this battery, which is c minutes, is less than this, the value of max time. You can see this battery will provide charge for only 5 minutes. And let's look out for the second part, where c is going to be greater than max time. Okay, so you can see that, let's suppose c is like 10 and max time is like 5. Okay, so it means that the current charge provided by battery is for about 10 minutes, but you can see you need for only 5 minutes, like maximum time you want all the n computers to run for only 5 minutes simultaneously. Okay, so you will extract it out only 5 minutes of charge from this battery. Okay, so that's why you will use min of 10 comma 5, which is actually 5. Okay, so total charge will always be decremented by min of c comma max time. Okay, so you will decrement this one for every battery, and at last you will check it out if the total charge required will, actually it is n into max time. Can we have this amount of charge? So total charge required becomes less than equal to 0. It means that yes, if whatever the charge is being required is available, so in that case you can run all the n computers simultaneously for max time of minutes. So if it is this check function is returning true, you will just what you will do, you will do, yeah, it is returning true, you will check out for some maximum value, otherwise you will go for the some smaller value. Okay, so let's look out the code how it is going to be done efficiently. Okay, submissions accepted one, I will show it out. You can see I've done it in the very first attempt, because binary search was really very much easy. So the time complexity is n log m. So m is actually the, you can see the upper bound. I will tell it out what is m over here, and the space complexity will be O of 1, because I'm not going to use any array, something like that, so it will be extended for O of n or something like that. Yeah, so total charge is like sum of the all batteries, and left bound would be starting with 0, so our answer can be 0, and our upper bound is actually total charge by n. Okay, so you can see that there are n computers and the total charge would be some sum of all the batteries. I need to just run all the computers simultaneously. Okay, so I will just distribute all those charges like total minutes evenly among all those n computers. That's why I have divided by n, you can see. So here is m is actually corresponding to this value r minus l. Okay, and let's do the binary search. So mid is l plus r by 2. I will check it out if this mid value is sufficient to run all those n computers simultaneously for mid amount of minutes. Okay, so yeah, if it is go for the greater value, otherwise check out for the lesser value. Okay, so charge required will be max time into n, so I will decrement the charge required by min of charge comma max time, because there might be some case like this battery is providing the charge for some lesser amount than the of lesser time than that of max time. Okay, so I need to take them in, otherwise return charge required negative. Finally we need to return this, so it will return true or false. Okay, so this will give you all test cases passed. So if you guys have any doubts, do let me know in the comment section of the video, and thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe.